Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick, and today guys we're going to be jumping down into the world of 5 altcoins, specifically though 5 DeFi altcoins. That's the sector we're going to be covering in today's video. As I get into today's video, if you do find it useful and informative, smash that like button. I do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And if you haven't yet joined us in Discord, what you're waiting for, check it out, linked in the description down below. It's a fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free, and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there, so why not go ahead and check it out. Let's jump right down into today's video, kicking things off with altcoin number 1. That's going to be AAVE. Now, it's hard to talk about DeFi without talking about AAVE. Now, it's basically liquidity protocol, earn interest, borrow assets, and build applications. So yeah, it's good to see a $7.1 billion of liquidity is locked across 5 networks in over 11 markets. So again, I think this is one that many people will be familiar with. You've got it on Ethereum, Avalanche, Optimism, the AAVE Arc, Polygon, Arbitrum, Metis, AMM, and so many others. So again, we'll just jump down into the coin market cap, take a look at what's been going on. At the point of recording, we're at 59.19, and we have just seen some BlackRock and some ETF news. It's kind of been a bit bullish, so we've seen a bit of a move to the upside at the point of recording this video. And we can see here that there is a maximum supply of 16 million AAVE, and at the moment we've got 90% of it already out there. This is a pretty bullish news because it means that there's no additional distribution that's going to drown the price down, anything like that. And actually it's only 16 million, so it's less supply here than there is of BTC, for example. So it's looking very, very aggressive on that, and I do think this is going to perform incredibly well in that next bullish market, not just from like a DeFi point of view, but just from like a speculative investment on the AAVE token itself. So if you're not familiar, you should probably do yourself a favor, do some research on it, and dive into the world of AAVE and figure out whether or not you think this one has legs in the future. I think it does, and I think it's going to perform incredibly well. Let's move on over into altcoin number 2. We'll try to keep this video nice and pacey. And the second one that we're going to talk about is going to be the Injective protocol, the blockchain built for finance. So INJ is the ticker of this one, and I think this is going to perform incredibly well as AAVE. So as you can kind of see, there's lots of different various things going on in here. You kind of have the metrics that are kind of updating in real time there. Create best-in-class financial applications and all that kind of wonderful stuff. This is something I think you have to do a lot more research on. I won't do it justice in this particular video. If we jump on over into coin market cap, what do we see? It's $7.24 the current price at the point of recording. It's a maximum supply of 100 tokens, and we're currently 83.76% distributed out there. This is also pretty good. It's good news to know that there's not a huge amount of supply just waiting to be distributed that's going to drown the price down. So again, I think long term here we might see a very good and healthy return on investment in both AAVE and in the Injective protocol. So again, I'll leave that one for you to go dive down to and investigate even further from a fundamental analysis standpoint as well as the technicals, but I do think these two are going to perform incredibly well. Which brings me on and over into project number 3, or altcoin number 3, which is RUNE, or Thorchain. This is one that's been around for a little while, and you know what, actually stands out quite well, and it's been performing incredibly well recently as well. So cross-chain, so it's looking at this swap between blockchains directly from your wallet and yield on your assets, all powered by RUNE and decentralized cross-chain infrastructure. So it's really, really cool stuff going on here. So if you're not familiar, you should probably do some research on this one. This is probably one of the ones I regret not kind of getting involved in back in 2020 and 2021. But nonetheless, I still see this one as a potential really bullish movements in the next market, or in the next bull market. Now, as we kind of take a look here, we can see actually it's moved up very aggressively recently, but it is still massively down from where it was at its all-time high at $19.47. So currently we're rocking a 157 at the point of recording. There is 500 million RUNE total supply, and we are 68% distributed. That means there's still another 32% to be distributed out there. So we do have to be a bit mindful that there's still supply that needs to be kind of distributed, but for the most part it has performed incredibly well recently, and I do expect this one to perform incredibly well in the future as well. So again, from a DeFi point of view, I think this is one to investigate further if you're not familiar, and yeah, maybe consider adding it to your portfolio. But bearing in mind, I'm not a financial advisor. These are just my top picks as the kind of ones that I think stand out from a DeFi protocol standpoint. Which brings me over into project number 4, or altcoin number 4. And how can we have DeFi and not talk about Moonbeam? So the future is multi-chain. Expand to new chains powered by Moonbeam and Ethereum-compatible smart contract parachain on Polkadot. Now, I'm including this in the DeFi area because there are some DeFi elements that come with this smart contract functionality from Moonbeam. Now, Moonbeam is something that's been on our radar pretty much before it even launched in the very early days. We were doing lots of reviews and project analysis on other projects, right? And this particular one kept cropping up over and over and over again. It's well integrated, and I think this one is going to perform incredibly well in the future. So whereas it's not a direct DeFi specific project, it's one that actually has kind of ties within that area as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at it from a coin market cap point of view. Currently trading at 20 cents. We can see that it's actually had this fantastic run today just on the back of some of that news. But ultimately, it is down very aggressively from its all-time high at $13. So again, taking a look at the current price, thinking about where it was, could we potentially see a new all-time high for it and all that kind of stuff? Ultimately, I think it's going to be hard to kind of push for those numbers, but there'll be good return on investment nonetheless. Now, there is one big problem that stands out from the tokenomics side, is it has no maximum supply. It's infinite, and that is problematic. So at the moment we have over 1 billion total supply and 718 million circulating. So whereas that's quite high at the moment, that's going to help suppress the price. It's not going to help push the price to the high side, and we should be concerned that the idea that more GLMR can just be printed and distributed at its will, right? If they decide to change it, if there's a vote to change it and we decide to actually want to increase the supply for whatever reason, then they could do that, and that could be problematic for the current investors. So we want to be a little bit mindful. I do think we're going to see some significant returns on investment in the next bull market for Moonbeam, GLMR, but for now, I think I'm a little bit cautious with that one. Out of the other ones, I think some of the others stand out a little bit more, such as AAVE, for example. That brings me on to altcoin number 5, and altcoin number 5 is a personal favorite of mine, and it's hard to not talk about Singularity DAO when we talk about DeFi. Artificial intelligence powered DeFi, to be more specific. Optimize your portfolio with Dynasets by Singularity DAO. Now, this is the idea that you're allowing artificial intelligence to trade buckets of different cryptocurrency assets on your behalf. They call these buckets Dynasets, and what you'd essentially do is, let's say you've got Bitcoin. You would put your Bitcoin into the Bitcoin Dynaset, and basically the DeFi would come in and out of your position and basically earn you more trading your positions for you than you would trade it on yourself. So it outperforms hedge funds, for example, and all that kind of stuff. This is one that you're going to have to do a lot more research into. It's not something that I'm going to be able to kind of do justice in this video. It's quite a complex subject matter. But for the most part, I think it's something very important for most retail investors to know about. Now, Singularity DAO currently trading at 39 cents. I just think is absolutely insanely low and undervalued. There's 100 million maximum supply, of which 82% is already distributed, meaning there's not a huge amount to kind of come out and just drown the price out or anything like that. I think ultimately we're going to see a very significant surge with SDAO in the future, and it won't take a lot of demand to really create an imbalance between the supply-demand metrics. So I do see this one performing incredibly well in the future. Ultimately, I think out of all of the picks here today, I think AAVE stands out, Injective Protocol stands out, RUNE stands out, and of course SDAO. A Moonbeam was included, and I do think Moonbeam will do well, but I am a little bit concerned about the maximum supply. Although, guys, I think I'm going to leave this video there. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. What's your pick? What's your 5? And if you have found this useful and informative, smash that like button. I do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all the notifications, and guys, I'll catch you in the next one.